Hello, everybody. Welcome back with another episode of the Wild Cabin Podcast. I hope you're all well as usual. Hope you're staying sexy and smiling. God, that was a weird intro. But today's episode is going to be about dreams. I got an email requesting, Joe, what was your biggest dreams? And how could I pursue mine? That's a very hard question, honestly. It's a very deep question, and I loved it. I loved it enough. First of all, I do want to apologize that the delay in this episode is going to be posted on a Tuesday because I had internet problems yesterday. I truly apologize for that. But my dreams, honestly, I didn't have a lot of dreams growing up. I didn't have that passion. I didn't have that support to have dreams. You know, a lot of people, that's what they live off by. You could be dirt poor and dreams keep you alive. And I just didn't have dreams. You know, I always say, and I've talked about this a few times, where all I wanted in life at a stage in my point was to gather all the 7 Dragon Balls, which aren't real, but I loved Dragon Ball Z a lot at that time, and just to wish to smile. And that's all I wanted. That's all I fucking wanted. And now that I'm an adult and I've been an adult for a while, I had dreams, and some of them actually have already came true, which I couldn't believe. I never used dreams as an achievable goal. I just don't. I used it more as a motivator, and those two things could really merge together, and it's crazy. No matter what you dream, it depends on your mindset on how far do you want to make these dreams a reality. Now, for some of my dreams, I'm just a stubborn fuck, if I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm so stubborn with a few things where I'm gonna get my way, and if I don't, I'm gonna keep on going for it. I'm gonna keep on going for it, and I'm gonna keep on going for it. You know, one example was to talk to one of my motivations, that how I came here via streaming and podcasting and everything. He was always a person that I looked up to, even though it was a parasocial relationship. And I want to give a special shout outs to Hal Diamond. He may be on the podcast later, I don't know, but he seems like an amazing guy. And when I was at a very low point in my life, I went on YouTube. I looked up Let's Plays, and Let's Plays are a form of media where a person commentates over a video game that they play. And he wasn't the biggest, he wasn't really well known, but I really like Spyro the Dragon, and he was Let's Playing it, and he was playing Spyro 2 Gateway to Glimmer. And he was just so cool and so level-headed, and he seemed so nice. He played to smile, and I don't think he was in it for the greed or anything. He just did it to fucking have fun. His vlogs were about his college days and everything, and he seemed so relatable, and I didn't know this guy. And I made a bucket list. I made a bucket list when I was younger, and it sounds silly. It really does, that I made a bucket list via so young that not a lot of people have it. Shit I want to do before I die, but I also had a list of people and companies I want to thank before I die. And I've been on my deathbed twice, you know, so one of those people was to thank Hal Diamond, a person I've never known or anything. It's just I want to thank him for all the smiles he gave me over the years. And I put on my list, on my deathbed list, to thank him, and on my bucket list to talk to him. And I can't believe it. You know, one of my dreams are coming true. And I said to him, you know, when I saw him, I'm like, I bet this is fucking weird. You know, we're both human beings, and I look at you in such a limelight where I want to be your friend, but I want to be better than you. And I don't know how he took it to this day, but he's been such a good motivator, and I think in some ways our paths have like crossed, because it's so similar, which is very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. And I recommend people have bucket lists and dreams and a dream journal and everything in between for dreams, because I've smiled more. You know, I somebody has come into my life where I never thought I could smile as much as I do now, which is crazy. And it's amazing. It's fucking amazing. But I will have to say, sometimes dreams are not what they're meant to be. And via that fact, where sometimes when you think of someone or dream of someone or want something and you get it, you're like, what the fuck why did I dream this? Either my job is miserable, or this celebrity isn't what they thought in my mind they were. And sometimes you look back on it and it's just like, wow, you know, I wasted a dream or something, or I got my dream job and it fucking sucks. I don't necessarily dream. I just don't. I just have things that I want to do, but I'm gonna do it no matter fucking what. But I've also had dreams or goals that I've sort of put on the back burner where I had to give up on it. And that's okay too. That's okay. I've already talked about that before. But dreams, it's just it's in the eye of the beholder. It's how you act. It's how much you want it. How much you want to grip life by the balls and just fucking take it. And it's very interesting. Very interesting. But for a person that haven't had many dreams, I wish I could answer that better. And I truly apologize. Now, with that being said, let's talk about goals in life, and what we want to do. Where sometimes goals just come in your life and you just don't know what to expect. Honestly, goals are very interesting, and some goals just don't really form until it happens. Where I was working at my job, and it's just phenomenal, where my goal in life was never to build a fucking spaceship or to help build a spaceship. And just to look at that aircraft and spaceship and all these vehicles that I've worked on via the military and space and everything, it's so fascinating. It's so fascinating because I just want to push hard. My worth ethic is, I'm a workaholic. And it's unfortunate. It really is, where I feel like a fucking failure during the beginning of COVID because I personally couldn't do shit. I just couldn't. I had family members very ill, and I couldn't focus on myself. I couldn't focus on my life. where when I'm focused and when I have a motivator and I just push myself to go beyond, it sucks. It really sucks. It feels great in the moment because I'm getting so much fucking shit done and goals are going by left and right. And then I look back on it and I'm like, what'd you do last week? Or what'd you do last month? What'd you do last year? And all you could say is work. And I had a realization where I just mentally collapsed. I mentally shut the fuck down, because I'm not gonna say work sucks, but if you're not happy what you're doing, there's a problem there. There's seriously a problem. And I had a conversation with somebody very, very recently where their happiness did not come first in what they're doing. And I explained to them I was there. I was fucking there. And it's a crossroads. It really is, because to realize, oh fuck, you're not happy doing what you're doing, but you know, you got to pay the bills for your kids or yourself or whatever. It's hard, because one of my favorite expressions is, I don't want to work a 9 to 5. Fuck that shit. I want to be an entrepreneur and everything. Oh fuck, now I'm working 20 hours a day just to get my business up and going and doing all these things. It's more stress inducing, but you're working for you. You're working for yourself at that point. And that's where a lot of goals happened, and a lot of goals currently in my life I want to achieve. And it's so hard. And I get it. If you're a younger viewer and you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, it's better to keep your mind clean. And I don't want your minds to be tainted by my experiences or anything out there. And some way, somehow, you know, we're at the perfect point for people that if you're in high school and you want to make money, you don't need a job. You could be your own boss in your teens now and rule the fucking world, which is fucking phenomenal. You know, I one of my goals, you know, one of my dreams and goals is to be better than my father in a lot of ways, where, you know, I want to support my kids, yet also I want to be there for my kids when I have kids. And it's a very deep discussion where I've had so many things not happen, where I know a lot of people, a lot of kids as well, it's happened to, where you just have fucking no motivation by your peers and it just fucking sucks. You know, you know, I never told people what I did at high school, you know, via all my side hustles or my streaming or my podcasting or whatever, because of the fact where you don't give a fuck. You either are waiting to see me fail or you're wanting me to grow to stick with me. And it's crazy. It's fucking crazy how my mind worked, where I'm just like, I'm gonna be taken advantage of no matter fucking what. You know, when I was doing all this, my mom only gave a shit about the money that I made. And it's fucking crazy. And to a certain point, the greed will rule people. And I'm not that type of person where I'm just like, you don't need to know. You just don't simply need to know that fact. Because very recently, and I'm talking about like the last 6 months or so, I've developed a lot. I'm not talking about my schween size or anything. Funny joke. But I'm talking about the growth in personality, where I cut all toxic people out of my life. And I'm not saying they're bad people, but with a few people, they have toxic traits that I can't deal with anymore. I just simply can't, because believe it or not, a lot of people have toxic people in their life, and they're just like, they're my best friends, they're family. And I'm not saying cut them out completely. I'm not saying that, but you gotta control what the fuck they do around you, because it's your bubble. If they pop your bubble, it could take months, it could take weeks, it could take days, it could take years for your bubble to reform. And believe it or not, when that bubble reforms, two things are gonna happen. It's either gonna get stronger or it's gonna get weaker. And if it gets to a point where it gets so weak, you won't have a bubble anymore, and you'll be a puppet. And I don't want anybody's hand up my poop chute. I'm sorry, I don't. And I've never been that type of person where what you do, you don't have to tell everybody. They don't need to know. They just don't. They don't need to see your growth. They don't need to see what job title you have. They don't need to see shit to a certain point. And by all means, if they're friends and you trust them wholeheartedly, if they're like blood and you love them, do it. You know, you tell them everything, but that's up to you. But if they're commenting or kicking your dreams down, kicking your goals down, that's where you need to pause and be like, no, I don't need that shit. Because that was a big thing for me, where it hurts where family and friends don't believe in you. It fucking sucks, you know. When I was with my dad and I couldn't tell him shit, you know, that was just like, no, I can't really tell them anything, because certain people just don't get it, you know. Unfortunately, they're living in the past, and it's okay. It's okay. You can't fault them to a T. You can't expect people to develop where it's 2021. 9-to-5 jobs, I'm not going to say are becoming obsolete, but there are certain things that 9% of jobs right now, guess what? They're grunt work. It's fucking grunt work, but somebody has to do it. But I'm just like, no. I'm going to take my own path in life, where my mom did very, very smart with accounting and everything. My dad was very hardworking, you know, with his hands, and built shit. Old school guy. And I'm just like, oh, I don't know where I came from, but I'm gonna follow this path until I either fail completely, or I'm gonna make a success of myself, and I'm gonna push forward. I gotta push forward, because the chains are holding me back, literal chains, and I gotta break these chains. I gotta find something that works for me. And no matter what your parents do, no matter what they say, you may have fights. You may have fights. You may have disagreements. But at a certain point in your life, you're gonna get fed up, and you're gonna do it anyway. You're just gonna go for the goal. You're gonna shoot, and you're gonna shoot, and you're gonna fucking shoot until something happens. Either you fail or you do it. And no matter what, nobody should hold you down. Nobody should hold you down. And that includes yourself. My biggest struggle with everything, with everything I do, all the pressure's on me. All the fucking pressure's on me. And I've learned I've got to take some of that pressure off, where it could affect people you love. It really can. No matter how hard you want that goal or dream, sometimes you got to take a step back, reevaluate, maybe even start from scratch. And that may kick you in the balls. That may fucking sucker punch you in your boob. Gotta be gender equal here. But it's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow. Even if you fail or even if you succeed, you're gonna take that step back. And you're gonna be like, wow, I did that, or this happened, or that happened. But you gotta say, hey, I can't implode anymore. I can't. And I was a very angry person at certain points where I may even give up on the simplest task because I just got so frustrated with everything else where I'm just like, I can't do it. I just fucking can't do it anymore. And it's very toxic. It's very toxicity. And I didn't want to be that person, or a person that I hated, because, you know, years later, I'm not trying to be by myself. That's not my plan. But I'm trying to figure out who does what, who feels what, and it's hard. It really is hard to have a good support system because nobody wants to get used. Nobody. And the thing is, it's your dreams, it's your goals. It shouldn't be anybody else's. You shouldn't be following anybody else's dream or anything. You could have similar dreams to somebody else, you know, but you can't have the exact same dream. You can't. You could work together, but at the end of the day, it's your life, and you gotta follow your dreams. You gotta follow your goals, and goals are something you need to figure out. You can't, you know, main goals, as I've said before in previous episodes, you gotta have short-term goals, long-term goals, and dreams are just, in my opinion, dreams are things that may never ever happen, but you fight for it. And it's insane. It's Dragon Balls are never gonna exist. Never ever. The glass toy Dragon Balls, maybe those will exist and a real Shenron will come out, but I couldn't dream for smiles or happiness. It happened. It just happened. Be it somebody made me, something made me, or I made myself. And unfortunately, with happiness and smiles, it's hard to make yourself smile. It really is. It really is. It's easier to feel pain than happiness. And I've known that for a very long time, where I think, I'm not going to say like I'm perfect or anything. I'm not. Or fuck, even good. But the pain that I felt through many, many years, I'm so glad I felt. Because I want a lot of people to avoid that. I would consider myself fucked up because I made myself fucked up. Not shit that happened, but how I reacted. And I don't blame anybody but myself. I just don't. Somebody could stab me in the brain, and I will never blame that person. I'll be like, I got stabbed in the brain. That's how my brain works, where I put everything on myself. I really did. If I bumped somebody in the hall, I was that fucking prick that said sorry, even if they bumped into me. And you know, that's what I miss about high school. I really do, because high school was the developing factor where I felt so bad. I felt so bad for kids that during COVID where they had to do online school. I really fucking did. I felt bad for the teachers, and I felt bad for the kids, because there's no way in hell you could develop online via learning. You just can't. You're missing so many elements. And by God, if you did, I give you so much credit, because I guarantee you 80% of the population, if not more, can't, because you're missing that personality factor. You're missing that one-on-one factor. You're missing the way you learn, because I know I wouldn't be the only kid that would be like, oh, my internet's down, and play fucking Vice City or GTA or goddamn Spyro. You know, my parents weren't home. My parents had to go to work. All right. I don't know if it's the same, but peace out. My parents got to go at 6 and 8 o'clock. Peace out. For a while, my babysitter like raised me because my parents were killing themselves working, and I give them so much respect, but it's just like, I could do whatever I want. Peace out. And it's crazy. It's crazy. And I think a lot of people's dreams were put on pause during COVID. A lot of people's dreams and goals, because so many dreams were crushed. So many. It's insane. If you were a restaurant owner, your dream done. Small business, most likely done. Within the last 8 months, small businesses has peaked, which is fucking phenomenal, because people got back on their feet. They had that will to survive, and they fucking did it. They did it, which is amazing. We're living in the world where around the world people still have that hustle, still have that dreams, and they put their balls to the wall or boobs to the wall, or fucking both. They did it, and I give those people so much respect. And unfortunately, with others, their dreams crashed, their goals depleted. But one day they could get back up there. Dreams could be paused, I believe. They could be paused, and to fight for that, that's the biggest thing. If you have that fight, nothing could kick you down. Nothing. Via love, via working, via collecting, or making that mooney, you know, nobody could kick you down but yourself. Nobody could, unless if your goal is to be an MMA fighter or fighting, nobody could personally put you in a headlock and tap you out. Be like, give up on your dream, damn it. Give it up. And you're just fucking gagging. No, nobody could do that. Nobody could do that. The weight is on your shoulders, and you're either gonna bust through that wall or the glass ceiling is gonna stop you. And via grunt work, or most jobs in general, or school even, they could only put a limit to your glass ceiling. They could only personally put that ceiling in front of you or that wall and be like, break through this wall. Do it. I don't care how many responsibilities you have. Break through this wall. And guess what? You can't. Guess what? You could be the hardest worker on God's green earth, and you can't do it. Via the tools you have, the team you have, they could fucking suck, but you could do it. And unfortunately, certain things could let you down. And being your own boss to a certain extent can make your life so much brighter and so much happier. Where there's gonna be struggles, absolutely. You're not gonna make your business overnight. You're not, unless if you're the greatest OnlyFans person. You're not. Period. Point blank. No goal or dream is worth fighting for if you could do it in a day. Fuck no. Absolutely fuck no. Be like, oh, I want to be a success overnight. You won't have time to appreciate what you have now. You just won't. And I get it. I completely get it. You know, every kid, I don't know if they do it now, but in elementary school, middle school, that would be 6th, 7th, or 8th year if you're overseas. Shout outs to you guys. Thank you for listening. But there was always a question that I fucking hated. What do you want to be when you grow up? And I didn't have an answer. You could look through all my yearbooks, and but one had a dream. And I was in like 4th or 3rd grade, and I put video game tester. Why did I put that? Because a few of my friends put it too, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna do what they want to do. And I just put something because I felt so pressured. And you can't pull shit out of the air. You can't pull goals out of the air or dreams. Dream how you want to dream, no matter what the fuck it is. You know, there are certain things that really piss me off, and it's okay to have no arrow in life. It's completely fine. You know, live your life, and if you have no direction, that's fine. But you're living. You're not giving up that hope. I lost that hope. I did. I didn't want to fucking get out of my bed. Okay? That's what having no hope is. Be like, oh fuck, I don't want to live for tomorrow. But I've been there. I've fucking been there. And it took me a while. It took me a while to realize that, where I'm just like, nobody's gonna help me but my fucking self. I can't. Nobody could bust my ass unless if I do. I'm gonna sit in this chair working my ass off until I get swamp ass. All right. Somebody may spank me here and there, but that's besides the point. But I'm gonna work. I'm gonna work. All right. Nobody's gonna work for me. Just not. They're gonna work with me only if I allow them to. But nobody's gonna bust my ass like I am. Okay. Hopes and dreams are your hopes and dreams. They could be your will for survival. They could be your will to live, but never give that up. Hold that dear to your heart, because once it's gone, done. Fucking dunsies. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. But you could get that back. Don't you worry. And give me 1 second. This has been A Water Break by Joe Wilde. Enjoy. That's some good fucking water. Not sponsored by water, but hydrate because I told you to. Obey. But you know, I love doing the podcast because I know I never thought truly I would get emails sent to me. If you don't read the description, it's at mrjoewild@yahoo.com. Send any comments, questions, or concerns. And I love reading them. I try to respond to everyone, and a few get selected on the podcast live. And when I do my live streaming, you guys are so overwhelming and very nice, so I truly want to say thank you. Yesterday, I looked at my analytics for like the first time in a fucking while, and I'm like, holy shit. You know, I'm very, very honored and happy that, you know, I even get one listener, you know. Now, is this a goal of mine? Is this a dream? Honestly, yeah. I love podcasting. I want to see this shit develop. I really do, because first of all, I have a face for radio. Get it? But no, I'm fucking sexy. God damn it, I'm sexy. But it's one of those things where I've done podcasting and live streaming for many, many moons now. But to have my own podcasting, I like it. I like it a lot. I've always wanted to be in radio in some way, shape, or form. Years and years ago, I had a radio station, a genuine radio station that I could barely afford, and I did it just to get my head in there. And it was called Yin Yang Radio. And I fucking loved it. And it was so fun. It was very interesting. It's so different than what I'm doing now. But Yin Yang Radio was just like, hey, if you're having a bad mood, let's play some fucking metal. And if you're in a good mood, it's just like, okay, here's a good happy song. Let's keep that vibe alive. Because the dynamic of playing music and then only talking for a few minutes, but you have something else to say, but you get cut off. It's just like, fuck, no. And I always want to personally fight for it. I've always wanted to do that. And when the dynamic changed where I felt like I could do this, a lot of people's perspective changed as well, where they're just like, oh fuck, I think he could do it actually. Like, oh, let's get on his bandwagon and be like, oh shit. You know, I've had people when I started years ago on live streaming, and they're still with me to this day, and even they're just like, oh shit, he feels so much more happy and confident, where this was on my bucket list. This was one of my dreams, and I'm following it. Via how many years down the road I'll still do it, I don't personally know. But to have that fuel in my heart to do it, I think that's what makes the content even better. Where if you have a goal and you're just not fighting for it anymore, that means take a break. That doesn't mean push forward to it, or push forward to it till you get your lucky break. Absolutely not. Abso-fucking-lutely not. I did that personally, and I got my lucky break, and I realized after this lucky break, a slow descent happened. And I realized that, and that was the problem. I realized it. I feel like if I didn't realize it, I probably would have been more happier. But that slow decline in mood, morale, and I'm just like, pew, I'm never gonna, that day is gonna be ingrained in my brain, and I'm never gonna top that, period. And that was my mentality. It was to be better than the day before. And when I wasn't, that's when it's just like, pew, your mood just gets worse and worse and worse. But if you take a little me time, and that's one thing I realized as well, me time is not bad. It's fucking not. Where between 30 minutes and an hour, if not longer, if you fucking need it, go in the bath. I don't give a fuck if you're like 45 and you're like, I'm a grown married man. I don't take baths. I don't give a fuck who you are. Baths are nice, but they're so dirty and disgusting. Cool, take a shower afterwards. That's what I do. But everybody has me time. Everybody needs me time to refuel their batteries. And personally, I thought sleeping was me time. It's not. It's sad to say, but sleeping does not. Sleeping just personally depletes my energy more than helps it. Because if I take a nap during the middle of the day, I'll be wired until like midnight. And I don't want, I need my thinkers, my brain to turn off. That's how I manually focus, because if my brain does not shut off, it'll keep thinking. And unfortunately, it'll think more negative thoughts and worries than positives. It just will. And I really personally had to say, fuck off, brain. And the world is stressed enough. We push ourselves to the brink of death at some points in our lives. You either study too hard, you work too hard, you play hard, you do something hard, fucking ooh woo. But we need a few minutes just to say fuck off. We're allowed to say fuck off to people. We're allowed to say fuck off to ourselves because we need that time. Obviously, I won't say it to like a 2-year-old. I would just be like, you can't be like, fuck off, little Timmy. What'd you say? No, don't do that. Don't fucking do that. Don't say it to your teachers either. Don't be like, excuse me, Miss Priscilla, fucking fuck off. No, don't do that. Don't fucking do that. But you could excuse yourself, go to the bathroom, go to the corner, do something, and just recharge. Just take a little me time. And I know it, you could see it as bad, but if you're this is why I say this, because unfortunately, weirdly enough, I personally don't get it. If a guy needs to play video games with his homies, quote unquote home dogs, and the woman gets mad, I don't personally get that. I don't get that, to be honest. I think a lot of people want to cope with it. I met somebody named Jesse. Shout outs to you, Jesse. If you're listening to this, where he's in his mid-30s and he still plays video games, and his parents are befuddled. Like, he plays video games, there's something wrong with him. And I'm just like, no, there's not. You're fucking normal, bud. You're fucking normal. If that's what you like to do, fuck it. You don't, like I said, you don't need that negativity. You just don't. Do whatever you do. Drinking alcohol, don't overdo it, but just like have a beer here or there. If that's what that recharges your batteries. Walking, fucking playing video games, having sex, even like that's scientifically proven to relieve stress from both partners. Do whatever makes you comfortable. That if you're stressed and you realize it, that's the problem. If you don't realize it, you'll never heal. But if you realize that, okay, I'm overworking it, I'm killing it, and I'm happy that I'm killing it, but I'm getting burnt out. I'm getting to that point where, I don't know, I'm on the brink. And if I didn't have my community, I probably wouldn't have seen it. But my mood, my energy just fucking crashed. It just fucking crashed. Do whatever recharges your batteries, because if you lose that will, if you lose that fire, it could possibly burn out forever. And for me, I'm a stubborn person. As I've said earlier, I'm stubborn. I will do what, even if it kills me, I will fucking do it. All right. But I have taken a few steps back. I had to focus on me. I'm trying new things slowly but surely. I've been happier. I've been happier from the people I've met, to me changing shit, to me doing more, because not pushing myself more, but doing more things slowly, because I could be an ultimate bomb of destruction, where I know there's other people out there where I don't, you could be listening to this podcast while working and you're overdoing it and you don't even see it. And you gotta look hard at yourself, look in the mirror, and guess what? If you don't see anything, ask the people that are close to you, hey, am I overdoing it? Am I overworking it? Because they'll be honest with you. They may be selfish and they want to spend more time with you, but to a certain point, they will be fucking honest. Are you seeing your kid? Are you spending time with your partner? Are you making time for you? Are you going out and having me time, or staying in and having me time? I can't answer that. I can't answer that for you, but you gotta realize that your hopes and dreams are on the line. And I don't give a fuck how old you are. I don't give a fuck, but you have a will, you have a reason to fight and never surrender. And that's insane. That's a good thing to have. You know, where if you have nothing, you have no one, nothing, you always do. You fucking always do. And the problem is you're not fighting for you. If you don't want to see yourself succeed in life, that's fucked up. And I'm going to tell you, I am not the person to criticize other people, but if you don't have a reason to go on, and you're yourself is not a reason, that's fucked up. You gotta put yourself first. You gotta look at yourself at the end of the day. I'm not doing this for anybody else. I'm doing this for me and me alone. Be like, yeah, your family and your partner and your kids and whoever, it could be on that list, but no matter what, number one, you're there, because without you, none of this is possible. All right, you started this. You're on the train track. You're chugging along. Choo 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 choo, motherfucker. Choo choo, motherfucker. And you're the lead person. You're shoveling that coal in. No matter what, all your reasons are the cabooses. All your reasons. Be like, this is why I'm doing this. And personally, if you the more reasons you have, the more reasons you'll be fighting for your dreams and goals. That's it. That's your main. Those are your reasons right there. And by all means, once in a while, yeah, you may lose a caboose or two. You may gain more than you lost. But as long as you're chugging along, nothing could stop you. You'll smash through every fucking brick wall there is. All right? It's just a matter of how you're going to get there, how you're going to do it, and what are you going to do about it. And that's it. That's fucking it. And it's crazy to think about. It's crazy to think about. But you're the only one that could fuel the train with that coal, but you're also the only person that could reach the brake. And that's true. That's fucking true. I made you think, didn't I? I made you think. And I'm glad that I could do that. I truly can. But I hope truly, wholeheartedly, I helped with your goals and your dreams, and I hope that I answered that question. That was a really good question. I wish I could give you more insight on my dreams, but you know, I have a few more. I have a few more that are on that list, and I truly can't wait. But thank you all for listening. This has been Mr. Joe Wilde. I hope you're happy because you made me happy. If you have any questions or concerns, please email me at mrjoewild@yahoo.com. Follow me on media at Mr. Joe Wilde. And I can't wait to see you. I truly can't. I love talking to you. Share this around. And do something else with the podcast. But thank you all for listening. Take care. And I'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.